In 2007, a fishing boat off the coast of New Zealand hauled up something that shouldn't exist. A creature so massive, so alien, that the crew didn't even know what they were looking at. It had eyes the size of dinner plates, tentacles lined with spinning hooks, and it weighed over half a ton. They'd accidentally caught a colossal squid, one of the most mysterious animals on Earth. The thing is, most people have heard of the giant squid. Books, movies, and legends about sea monsters attacking ships. But here's what gets weird. The colossal squid isn't just a bigger version of the giant squid. They're completely different animals that evolved to become giants separately. Evolution basically created the same monster twice, and scientists are still trying to figure out why. Let's get into what we already know. When you put a giant squid next to a colossal squid, you'd think they're cousins or something. Both are massive. Both live in the deep ocean. Both have those tentacles and that weird torpedo-shaped body. But look closer and everything changes. The giant squid is like a sprint runner, long and sleek, built for speed. It can hit around 25 miles per hour in the water. Meanwhile, the colossal squid is more like a tank. Shorter body, but way more massive. We're talking up to 1,300 pounds, which makes it the heaviest invertebrate on the entire planet. It moves at maybe 12 miles per hour, which sounds slow until you remember this thing is the size of a car. Oh, and the tentacles. That's where it gets really crazy. Giant squids have long tentacles with suckers that have tiny teeth around the edges. Getting grabbed by their tentacles would feel like getting touched by something with hundreds of little circular saws. The colossal squid, though, went a different direction entirely. Its tentacles have rotating hooks. Not suckers with teeth, but actual hooks that can spin. So if the giant squid is trying to catch you with a grip, the colossal squid is basically harpooning you and reeling you in. So with these facts, you'd assume they're closely related, right? Anyone would. But no, they're not even in the same family. Not the same species, not the same genus, not even the same group of squids. And to understand where they split off, you have to go way back on the evolutionary tree. The first place these animals connect is in this group scientists call Oegopsida, which is basically just a professional way of saying squids that live in the open ocean. And here's the thing that really messes with your head. They don't even live in the same oceans. Giant squids hang out in temperate waters all around the world. The colossal squid, it lives in the freezing waters around Antarctica. So these two animals have probably never even met. Their common ancestor was probably some normal-sized squid swimming around somewhere between 60 and 100 million years ago. We don't know a ton about it because squids are basically impossible to fossilize. They're all soft tissue except for one part, the beak. So all we really have to go on are these ancient beaks scattered through rock layers. We do know that at some point these squids went their separate ways. Different oceans, different conditions, different evolutionary pressures, and then somehow they both decided to become absolute monsters. That is what scientists call convergent evolution, which sounds complicated, but it's actually pretty simple. It's when two completely different animals evolve the same solution to a problem, like how sharks and dolphins both look torpedo-shaped, even though one's a fish and one's a mammal. Or how birds and bats both have wings but got there from completely different starting points. The giant squid and colossal squid did the same thing with size. They became giants independently because being giants somehow worked for both of them. But, and this is important, they didn't become giants for the same reasons. The giant squid lives in the deep sea of temperate oceans where everything is trying to eat you or trying not to get eaten. It's like a high-speed chase happening 24/7 down there. Fast predators, fast prey, you need speed, and you need range to catch anything. So the giant squid evolved to be this quick, efficient hunter that can cover massive distances because being bigger means you can chase bigger prey, store more energy, and not get eaten by medium-sized predators. The colossal squid, though, totally different situation. It lives in the Antarctic Ocean, where the water is so cold it would kill most animals in minutes. So down there, it's not about speed, it's about survival. Cold water means your metabolism slows down, everything takes more energy. So the colossal squid evolved to be massive and slow, basically conserving every bit of energy it has. The extra mass helps it maintain body heat, and gives it the endurance to hunt in an environment where nothing else can compete. So, as you can see, different reasons entirely, but both ended up as giants. That's convergent evolution doing its thing. Now here's one thing they do have in common, and it's the reason both of them can exist as these massive predators in the first place: the beak. Both squids have this hard beak made of chitin, which is the same stuff insect shells are made from. It's harder than bone and sharper than most knives. This beak lets them kill and cut up prey in open water where there's nothing to brace against. Most predators need something solid, like the ground or a rock, to tear their food apart. These squids are floating in the middle of the ocean with nothing around them, and they can still rip through flesh like it's nothing. Inside their mouths, they've also got this rough tongue covered in tiny teeth that grind up the food even more. Basically, without that beak, there's no way either of these squids could have evolved to be so big. It's the key adaptation that makes the whole design work. Now there's one predator that doesn't care how big you are or how many hooks you have: the sperm whale. It's basically the only animal on Earth that can hunt both the giant squid and the colossal squid. These whales can dive over 7,000 feet down into total darkness, holding their breath for up to 90 minutes at a time. Down there, they use echolocation to hunt, sending out clicks and listening for the echo. When they find a squid, they just grab it, eat it, and the battle scars tell the whole story. Scientists have found sperm whales completely covered in circular scars from squid suckers and deep gashes from those rotating hooks. Some whales look like they've been through a war, and when scientists cut open dead sperm whales, they find squid beaks by the hundreds in their stomachs. It's this insane evolutionary arms race that's been going on for millions of years. The squids keep getting bigger and more dangerous, evolving better weapons. And the whales, they just keep getting better at hunting them anyway. So here's a wild question for you to ponder on. Could evolution create a third giant squid? I mean, the conditions are there. Deep water, high pressure, cold temperatures, darkness. There are plenty of medium-sized squids swimming around that could theoretically go through the same process, but we're talking millions of years here. Evolution doesn't happen quickly, but it is possible. If the environment stays stable and the right pressures exist, we could eventually see another lineage of squid independently evolve into a giant. I mean, it's happened twice already. Why not 3 times? All what we've discovered about these animals simply tells us that the giant squid design just works. It's not about being cool or scary or the biggest thing in the ocean, because evolution doesn't care about any of that. It's about what survives, what reproduces, and what passes on genes to the next generation. Both of these squids independently figured out that being massive was the most efficient solution to their specific problems. One needed speed and range, the other needed endurance and power. Different reasons, same result. These sea monsters aren't accidents or flukes. They're optimal solutions to an extreme environment. And that's actually way more terrifying than any legend about attacking ships, because it means nature looked at the deep ocean twice and decided, yeah, we need a giant squid here. And so it made one, and then it made another one. If you want to dive deeper into the strange patterns of evolution on Earth, subscribe and join us on the channel. See you next time.